Hey everyone, so I wanted just to wrap up section 3.3. The homework for this, for 3.3, is due Wednesday after break. But we just had this one problem to do, so I thought we would wrap it up a little bit. I recommend doing your OCE number 3 first. This kind of gives you a sense of the formulas that you're going to need. But what I did want to do, and I filled it in and then I changed my mind, I want to fill it in with you. I want to talk about volume and area, okay? How volume and area are related. So I drew a picture on the back of the sheet that's just a shoebox, right? Just a cube. And I know that if I said what's the area of a square or a rectangle, you guys would say length times width. The volume of a box is length times width times height. So do you see the length times the width is the area of the top of a box, and then the height, the h, is how tall it is, or the thickness, if you want to. I usually think about it as the height, but it's like you have this surface area and then you have a thickness to it, or a height. And so there's where you get the volume from. Like if we talk about a cylinder, like a can, so you see the top is a circle. The formula for the area of a circle is pi r squared. So we have the circle for the lid, and then when we want to talk about the volume, we take the area of the lid times the height of the can. Do you see how these are related? So when we look at this problem, we're going to look at it now, they're talking about pouring a concrete slab. And so I'm hoping everyone understands that there's a surface and then a little bit of a thickness, like to a sidewalk. If you think about a sidewalk, you know, most sidewalks are squares or rectangles. So you have this sidewalk, right? And then there's a little thickness to it. So the area of the sidewalk is the length times width, and then the volume would be take that area and times it by the height, or the thickness of the sidewalk. Okay? So let's look at Bob and Carol and what kind of home improvements they want to do. So Bob and Carol have this plan where they want to pour a patio, right, in the shape of a trapezoid right next to their grill. All right? So in order to understand how to find the volume of a trapezoid, you have to be able to understand what the formula. Okay, so I'm going to write the formula right here. So volume, like I said before, is going to be area. So here's the area of a trapezoid. And then we're going to take this and we're going to multiply this by the thickness, which I'm going to call T. This means thickness. Okay? Okay? So this little B1 and this little B2 are the lengths of the sides that are parallel on a trapezoid. So do you see these two sides are parallel? Parallel means they're not going to touch and they're not going to cross. So these two sides are what are called parallel sides. And I usually call this one B1, I call this guy B2. Okay, so take a minute and fill in the B1 and the B2 for the volume of the trapezoid. We're getting there. So B1, see the scale is 1 foot. And so we've got a length of 2 for B1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6 for B2. And then the height of a trapezoid is the distance between these two bases. So how far apart are they? 1, 2, 3. Did you guys get 3 for the height? Now these are all in feet, and then they're going to talk about a thickness in the problem. So here, I'm going to start labeling these. So this is going to be 1/2, and then it's 2 feet plus 6 feet times 3 feet. And then we've got to go back and look at the problem and see what this thickness is. But here we're going to fill in everything so far we can fill in. So 2 plus 6 is 8. That's going to be in feet, times 3 feet times the thickness. So pull out a calculator if you need to, and fit like this 1/2 times 8 times 3. So if you do that on a calculator, you'll get 12 feet times feet is square feet times some thickness. And we're going to fill in that thickness right now. So let's look at the problem. So they want to fill in a concrete patio in the shape of that trapezoid. The concrete slab needs to be 2 inches thick. All right, so the volume is the area times the thickness. So I'm going to come back over here, and they said it needs to be 2 inches thick. So volume is 12 square feet times 2 inches for the thickness. So here lies the problem, right? We've got feet, we've got inches. Let's convert everything to feet. So do you remember what we did? We're going to write 2 inches, okay, over 1, and then we need to multiply it by a conversion factor. So do you guys remember? I will always tell this. You guys don't have to remember this. But if we want to get rid of inches, that goes on the bottom. What we want to be left with goes on the top, and then we fill in the numbers. So for every 12 inches, we have 1 foot. So now the inches will cancel, right? And then we have 2 over 12, which equals 1 over 6. Okay, and now that is in feet. So let's put it all together now. So we have 12 square feet times, instead of 2 inches, I'm going to put 1/6 of a foot. And now I want you guys to put that in your calculator. Okay, pop that into your calculator. And did you guys get 2 square feet times feet is going to be cubic feet. So this is how much concrete they need. They needed to buy enough concrete to cover 2 cubic feet. All right, so now let's look at the problem. So it says they have 40-pound bag, like one bag is 40 pounds, and it's going to make 0.3 cubic feet of concrete. So one bag, you know what, it really doesn't matter how many pounds it is. We just want to know one bag covers 0.3 cubic feet. It doesn't really matter the pounds. They're trying to trick us with that. So one bag is going to cover 0.3 cubic feet. So we need to figure out how many feet we need. So let's set up a proportion. So one bag is going to cover 0.3 cubic feet. So then how many bags do we need to cover 2 cubic feet? So pause the video. I know you guys know how to do this. You're just going to cross multiply, right? Cross multiply and see how many bags you need. I know you know how to do this. So pause the video. Okay, so if we cross multiply, we're going to get 1 times 2. So 2 equals 0.3 times x. Okay. If we divide both sides by 0.3, let's see what we get. Let me grab a calculator over here. Okay, ready? So 2 divided by 0.3 looks like we get 6.66666 bags. Okay, so I'll just round it to 6.7 equals X. Now I'm thinking if I go to Home Depot and I said I want 6.7 bags of concrete, they're gonna say you can either have 6 or 7 bags. Well, 6 bags isn't gonna cover it, so I need to round up to 7 bags. Okay, so how much is it gonna cost them? So it says, how much is it going to cost? Well, now at least we know the bags. So we need 7 bags, and it costs $6.50 per bag. Okay, and then we've got to include tax, right? So let's see how much this is going to cost, and then we'll tack on the tax. So we've got 7 times $6.50. Did you guys get $45.50? Okay, so this is going to be $45.50, and now we've got to tack on the 7.5% tax. So we have $45.50, and then onto that we're going to take 7.5% of that amount, and add it back in. When you do tax, you find your total, multiply the percent by that total, and then don't forget you have to add it back into the total. Right? Okay. So I have 7.5%. This calculator doesn't have a percent symbol, so I'm going to shift the decimal 2 places to the left, right, to find my percentage. I don't like that glare. Sorry about that. Times the 45.5. So there's my tax, and then I'm going to add it back into the 45.50, right? So it looks like it's going to cost Bob and Carol $48.91. Okay? For them to pour their concrete, it's going to cost $48.91. Okay? So I thought that there's a lot going on with that question, so I just wanted to make a quick little video on it. Just as a reminder, you don't have to do number 2 for the homework, and I crossed off number 6. I crossed off number 6. It's kind of similar to this. It's just a lot. There's just a lot going on. So don't worry about it. Cross off number 6. I would like you to try number 5 though. It's kind of the similar. Where you have to convert these inches into feet, okay? Figure out how many feet you need all together, and then they're going to charge you $2.89 per foot, okay? So this is a kind of an interesting one where you have to make sure you convert those inches to feet, and then you're going to find the area of the floor. So length times width, right? Length times width. And then whatever you get for the square area, square foot, they're going to charge you that much money per square foot. So this one isn't as terrible. Just remember to convert those inches to feet. All right, let me know if you guys have any question. Don't worry about number 6, thankfully, but make sure you give number 5 a shot so you really don't have too many problems to try. All right, I hope you're all well. Make sure at some point you Zoom room me, so we can figure out what day you're going to take the test. Okay, have a good one.